In this video, we take a closer look at one of the most common problems in backward rolls, losing the straight line and collapsing sideways. You might have experienced it, or maybe not, but oftentimes when we start practicing the backward roll and we try to keep pulling the arm and the leg and everything nicely, we tend to fall off to the side without ever really completing the roll. This often happens due to a lack of momentum or poor positioning, but most importantly because the hips don't follow the right path. In this video we break down how to actually move the hip correctly in a backward roll, so that it helps you to easily tilt over and complete a full backwards roll. We take a look at some Ushiro Mawari Ukemi, how I usually do them. And it looks more or less like that. So I land lightly on the knee. Usually my knee touches very softly, very lightly on the ground, but the main weight transfers to the foot, and from there I stand up. As I was talking to you or telling you, you have the leading arm and the leading foot, and they lead the movement. And if the momentum isn't enough, or some positioning is not right, you can fall off to the side. You do everything right, you go backwards, but at some point you collapse to the side. What I, until now, always recommended is to having the hand as a leading hand and also the same side leg. So these work in a pair and pull you over. And usually this works fine, but there have been many cases where this advice didn't work. And then I remembered actually in a handstand. Completely other topic. You put the hands, then you put the shoulders over the hands, then you put the hips over the shoulders, and lastly you put the legs over the hips. And if we keep this thought of the handstand and the hip that is there, and we go to the Ushiro Mawari Ukemi, we also see that when we roll back and we only swing this arm and the leg, in the middle this part is missing. And there the hip is very important. You can imagine putting the hip above your shoulder. And for that you also need to engage your core. Your hip goes on top of the shoulder and you kind of tilt over and land. It needs this core strength as well. So you need to be able to push yourself up like this. And from there you have your center on top of the shoulder, your hip is on top of the shoulder, and from there it really needs little to turn over. And especially if you start using more momentum and combining this lifting up of your hip over your shoulder together with the momentum, it gets very easy actually and very effortless.